I got Mrs. Wizard a brand new car for Christmas. Today we're going to check it out and how it's completely different than one we had previous. Let's get started.
You're the best husband ever.
You like your new Christmas present?
I really do. This thing is super great and super cool. Don't you guys like it? What do you guys think?
It's a 2024 Land Rover Defender 90 with a really strange engine. The features on it I'm going to show you here in a little bit. It's stuff that I've never even seen before. It's kind of new technology.
It's even faster than the Levante was.
It is faster than a Maserati. It definitely is. All right, Mrs. Wizard, I'm going to show everybody around. I guess you're going to have to get back behind the camera.
Yeah, I think I will. I mean, it's kind of hard for us to show it when the camera's just sitting stationary over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this thing. So Mrs. Wizard's Levante was getting pretty high in the miles, and any European car that gets close to 100,000 miles, like I've mentioned in the past, could start nickeling and diming you. So it's time to upgrade to something new. She does tons of work behind the camera. Just like she is now, she had to get back behind the camera. She does all the film work, all the editing, tons and tons of work, the other half of the Car Wizard channel. Let's check this thing out, guys. It is really beautiful. I really love the front end of these new Defenders. It looks menacing. It has a look like, get out of my way. As you come around to the side, you can see it only has two doors. It's not the long extended four-door version, the 110, because it's just the two of us now. The kids have grown up and moved out. These wheels look a lot larger than they actually are. They're just 20s, but they look like 22s or something. They look really big on this car. And some nice, looks like diamond plate on the hood there. Here's our side vent, which you can actually get these with a snorkel. It actually comes up through here. You can see kind of a charcoal gray, kind of a dark silver look. But my favorite part of this is the tail lights. It just looks so artsy. Look at that, guys. They look really, really cool. It has like a ringed halo around it. It has a spare mounted on the back. I like that. It's not underneath the car. I don't want to crawl under the car anymore. I'm not 19 years old. But I'm going to show you the hatch on this. Like in the Maserati have like the modern cars, it's automated, it raises and lowers itself. But this one's the old school, like a Suburban or something. It's a big barn door. You can see you can put the seats down and have tons of storage room. And Mrs. Wizard has a nice little storage basket there to put things in. And it has this nice swoop styling kind of in the rear. The roof sits back further than the kind of at the bumper. It's kind of a weird swoop style. I really, really like that. Let's go ahead and hop under the hood. I want to show you some really strange features this thing has. Here is our inline six. If you look at the plastic cover on top, it doesn't appear to be an inline six. Let's go ahead and see if we can remove that. Look at all those pipes and hoses and all kinds of things. That's an intercooler that's on the top. This is an Ingenium 3-liter inline six, but it's turbo and supercharged. Both. That's right, turbo and supercharged. Both on the same vehicle. Not one on one vehicle and one on another vehicle. They're both here together. And the way it works is so strange, but let me show you where these things are located. So here's our turbo. It's actually kind of big. You can see it right down there. You can see the actuator and everything. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a turbo there. And then it has a supercharger up here. This pipe right here goes into it. It's kind of a supercharger off in this area. You can see the motor to it kind of back there. It's hard to see, but that's a supercharger, this shield right here. And here's where it gets even weirder. Not only does it have a turbo and a supercharger, the supercharger's in a weird location, isn't it? It's way back here. What's it drilling off of? The belt? A gear set? Something off the engine? None. It's electric. It's a 48 volt electric supercharger and then a normal turbocharger, both working in unison together. So those two work together and it roughly has 400 horsepower and 400 pounds of torque. The Maserati was a 3-liter V6. This is a 3-liter inline six. But it has way more power. So the way that works is at low RPM, before the turbo has a chance to spool up, the little electric supercharger handles the low end. It kicks in, gets a lot of air moving, and about the time it runs out of steam, is about the time the turbo starts spooling up and kicking in. So it's right when you hit the gas, you got boost all the way through all the time. It's really cool. This technology is new enough that I've not seen this in any other car before, where there's a turbo and a supercharger both in the same vehicle, one being driven by exhaust and the one electric. It's really strange, but it works so well. But as you just saw under the hood, there's so much going on. It's like, oh my God, Wizard's got to work on that? No. That's exactly why I purchased Mrs. Wizard a brand new car. It comes with a 4-year warranty. I don't have to do crap for 4 years. And I don't want to work on this thing. You got to think about it. I do this every day, day in and day out. How many of you want to do your job on your free time on the weekends too? When I go home, I don't want to work on cars. So now this has a warranty. I don't have to worry about it. I just take it to them and say, you solve it. Let's let Mrs. Wizard show you around the really sweet interior. I really like the interior on this one as well.
So I'm really glad you're with me today, and I am going to be doing a very short version interior review for this channel, but on my channel I'm going to do a really detailed one with some little tips and things I've already added to this. But you can see it has 1,071 miles on here, and I have put almost all of them on here. We did purchase this a little before Christmas. He did give me this right before Christmas, but it's been so much fun. And you can see that screen. No, it doesn't show just a little version of the car there. It actually has 3 sections there that can illuminate, and you can customize what it is because it's just fully digital dash. So as we look at the dash, this is definitely different than the Levante. Levante was all about leather and comfort, and this is much more rugged and utilitarian. As we go along, the dash is in obviously great condition because it is new. It does say Defender there, and it does have a little bit of a shelf area there and some, well, I guess maybe those are, oh my gosh, bars there. So if you're running around corners or something on the trail, you have something to hang on to, I guess. But has a small infotainment screen, and yes, there are my fingerprints all over it, but it's just enough that it says, hey, I've got enough for CarPlay, for my map, for the song, nothing crazy. I'm not watching movies on there after all. As we move down, we have controls for heating, and yes, it does have dual climate control, and it does have comfort features like heated and cooled seats. Our gear selector is very simple, and we do have push start as well. As we get to the center section, I do have a cover on my key fob, and that is just to make sure that it does stay nice and protected, because those things are expensive. And it does come with a charge station as well. And if you're wondering what's in there, well, go watch my video on my channel. I'll show you what's in there because there's some cool mods that I've already added inside there. The center section of the seats do have a perforated leather, and on the outer edge has kind of an octagon design on it. We do have adjustable headrests as well. The door card has multiple different textures on there, all of which are grays. We have light gray with the steel designs, dark gray for the leather, and we even have, it isn't carbon, but it does have kind of a metallic design to that. Plus, we have several different bolts attaching that to the door frame itself. The back seat has a 40-60 split and has an armrest that comes down with cup holders inside as well. As you look at the floor, and the entire floor has this rugged, almost WeatherTech style mat on it, but the dealership also did provide cloth mats as well, but I figured this is rugged enough. I just like the rubber. It keeps it easier, keeps it cleaner. One nice thing about this is that there is some blind spots that could exist, but Land Rover has taken care of that. The headrests in the back do all fold down, and so only need to be up when you are actually seated there. So that does help some with blind spots. The headliner is very much a panoramic view. We have a huge panoramic view up there of our ceiling, and we also go back to the days of the Discovery One. We had the side windows as well. Welcome to Upside Down World. No, the steering wheel is upside down because we're going to be pulling it on that lift in just a second. But simple controls. It does have heated steering, which is under one of these different things. They do illuminate when the power is on. But we've got controls for the radio. We got controls for everything that you can imagine. Plus, there's an airbag tucked in behind there as well. So enough of this interior view. Let's get this on the lift and see what this looks like on the underneath. I've not even seen underneath it yet.
So when it was starting up, you didn't hear a starter noise, did you? Like da, 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 because it doesn't have one. The alternator is the starter. It's really weird. I'll see if we can peek up there and show it to you here in a little bit, but let's take a look underneath. One thing you're going to notice, no air suspension. I didn't have to put it in any special mode to lift it because it doesn't even have that. On purpose, we bought it. with normal coil suspension. Let's take a look. Lots of shields to take off, Mrs. Wizard.
That will keep somebody busy, I guess not you for 4 years.
There's really not much to see as far as what's wrong with it. It's all brand new. But as you can see up there, coils, coil springs. Just like a Ford F-150, coil springs in the front. Here's our CV shaft, sway bar links. Everything's the same as pretty much any other vehicle. It does have two separate control arms. They're not one A arm or anything like that. Definitely a European thing. Look at these big brakes, guys. Huge, bigger than my hand. It's good for stopping, and they're Brembos from the factory. Let's go check the other side. Same thing, big Brembo brakes. It says Czech Republic Land Rover right there. There's really not much to see here for as far as what's broken. It does say Defender here, stamped or embossed into the plate. That's kind of cool. Kind of hard to see the alternator from down here. I thought we could see it, so we'll lower it back down. I definitely want to show that to you guys. It's a strange alternator setup. Let's continue on our tour. Here's our transfer case. Big beefy one. All kinds of solenoids and actuator motors. All kinds of things that they can fix under warranty for me. Big exhaust. It's beefy. Here's a resonator. One single exhaust out the back. Here's our rear differential. Let's check out these brakes over here. What does it look like here? They're smaller, but it has the electric parking brake built into it. And again, coil springs. It has a massive lower control arm. Huge. Aluminum. It's cast aluminum, I can tell. There's the rough cast in the inside of this hole. One solid piece. Here's our tow hitch. They do have two exhaust tips, so it looks like dual exhaust coming out of the back here. Here's our receptacle for the trailer wiring. It has 4-pin or the round 7-pin. And obviously brand new tires. Let's get this thing on the ground. I want to show you guys the starter slash alternator setup on it. You take a look right here. You can see this big coil spring looking thing. It's like right here. It's like the tensioner, but that's the alternator and also the starter, and it has a really strong tensioner on it so that the belt would never slip when it goes to start the engine. But when you start this motor, the alternator turns the motor over, not a starter. It doesn't have a starter really. So I mentioned earlier in the video it has 48 volt supercharger, and it has a bank of batteries which are 48 volts. It uses that same battery pack to start the engine. It's really, really strange setup. This is new technology. I've been doing this for years, and this is something that's all new to me. Maybe there's other cars out there that has the alternator as also the starter. You can let us know in the comments. I've never seen it before. Now I have. But I guess it's kind of nice if the starter went out, I don't have to crawl under the vehicle. Well, actually it's under warranty, but after warranty, I could just change it out right there. Put a new belt on and I'm done. But is this going to be something easy to fix when it has 140,000 miles on it? Probably not. But we'll have to see how this thing goes. We had good luck with the Maserati. Now we have a Defender 90. Here's the real strange thing. Brand new on the lot with basically 0 miles. It was cheaper to buy this than a lot of American luxury cars like a Cadillac or a Lincoln high-end car, SUV I should say. We are fully expecting this is probably going to be 100 grand or more. Not even close to it. It was below 70. Brand new. I was fully prepared this is going to be so high. There were other cars we were looking at. There were American cars that were higher than this. So it was like it really was a no-brainer. And I like the idea, being this brand new. I know there's depreciation, but I have 4 years that I don't have to work on it. I've definitely always liked the Defenders, the way they look. I've always wanted one. And Mrs. Wizard works so hard. She does so much behind the scenes you guys don't even see. There's hours in the evening she's editing, doing things, getting videos ready for you guys to watch. You're worth it, Mrs. Wizard.
Aw, thank you, dear.
Lately I've been getting a lot of emails asking how reliable is a 2024 whatever, blah, 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 brand, model. There's no way I could know that. No way. Like this vehicle is still under factory warranty. Why would someone bring it to me to work on it? So therefore, I won't see it for years. 3 or 4 or 5 years, I won't be seeing brand new vehicles. So if I'm not seeing them, I can't tell you if it's good or bad or what I'm seeing faulty. They've not even been alive long enough to show us what's going to be the common features or failures. So if you're kind of asking that question on a 2024, and now we're into 2025 cars, there's no way I can know if it's going to be reliable or not. I am familiar with Land Rovers, Range Rovers. I've worked on tons of them. I'm not afraid of them. Some people, like Car Ninja, hates them. He hates English cars. I don't blame him. I hate BMWs. And we both laugh at that. There's people that think, oh, we have animosity between us. We don't. Me and Car Ninja are very good friends. I joke about him about his BMWs, and he jokes about me on my Land Rovers and Jags and Rolls Royce. He says they're all garbage. And I say, well, no, your BMWs are garbage. And it's just a fun little joke that we have. But I know these. I trust Land Rovers, but this is new for me. I definitely am going to be on a learning curve on this new technology that they have under the hood here. So definitely wanted to show you guys Mrs. Wizard's new purchase, brand new Land Rover Defender 90. If you want to see more detailed information about it, you can actually click the link below and go to Mrs. Wizard's Ways on her channel. She's going to show you front to back, the inside, all the features, all the cool things, and go more in depth than we did here on this video. So make sure to check that out. And if you're curious what kind of tools we're not going to use to work on this, but any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. If you purchase anything there, we get a small cut and we really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because we have a whole new year of videos coming for you guys. Thanks for watching.